What's up, guys? It's Joel of Puncher's Paintball. Today we've got Jared with us, one of our team guys. We're going to do a product overview of the Luxe Xtenze ASA Dropdown. This is actually a product from Pittsburgh Paintball Park. So anybody out there with Luxe TM40 or Luxe X, if you guys are interested in possibly improving the feel of your marker a little bit, this is for you. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Jared, thank you for joining us.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. So here we are. We have the Luxe ASA Dropdown. So these just came in from Pittsburgh Paintball Park. It's basically a drop-down option for your ASA. It's still going to be hoseless and all that stuff. I've actually got it personally installed on my Luxe TM40. Jared, I want your opinion on this thing to kind of let us know how it feels. Should we do the installation before or after?
Let's do it before.
Before?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so installing this thing is relatively easy. You're going to take the Allen keys that come stock with your Luxe here. So I'm going to pop the Allen keys out. First thing that you're going to need to do, let me slide this to the side there. First thing that you're going to need to do is take, I think it's the second smallest Allen key, and you're going to have to remove the ASA lever from your ASA. So there's a little screw right here. You're going to remove that, which is going to allow you to pull out your ASA lever. So we're just going to pull that out. As you can see, it's like a little pin right there. And then we're going to kind of lift up on the lever here. And if you need to, you can kind of push the pin from the inside to kind of pop it out. First few times it can be a little tricky. Bro, I'm sweating so bad right now.
And I'm wearing a beanie.
Sorry guys, it's a little hot in the studio today.
The lights.
So, yeah, I think it's like the lights plus when I came in here the heat was on, so not bueno. Alright, so what I'm going to do is actually push this pin out from the inside of the ASA. So as you can see, that should come apart together. Be very careful. There are some small pins there, so make sure that you're doing this over a workbench or something like that. By removing this, it's actually going to allow you access to both of the holes for your two screws that go into your ASA drop down and then into the trigger frame. So the ASA drop down is going to come with one O-ring right there, as well as a hole right there, and that's going to be basically it, as well as the two longer ASA screws that you're going to need to actually mount this thing. Obviously, I've already got mine mounted, so I'm kind of going in reverse order here. You're going to take your 5/32 Allen key, I believe it is. Boom. Is that it? That's it. And then best thing that I recommend is taking a pair of needle nose. You have to use the long end, and then you're just going to break that. And it's going to start to come unscrewed there for you. Alright, now we're going to do it with the other one as well here. Just kind of break that. And then as you can see, it's going to start to come unscrewed. So it's going to be the same exact process, guys, as if you don't have it already installed. It's just going to be without the actual ASA block there. Alright, so there you guys go. There's my personal one that's off. So you've removed your ASA lever or your ASA, and then all you're going to do is install this. The two screws here can be kind of a pain because there's like a central location that you have to move it out of. And then the O-ring, the specific O-ring is going to face down towards your ASA because there's actually an O-ring on your trigger frame. So make sure that there should never be two O-rings matching each other. It should just be one O-ring with a hole right there. So you can see the hole right there, O-ring, and then just a hole right here, and then O-ring. So basically all you're going to do there is put your ASA block down, line it up with the holes. It's a lot easier when...
Make sure your screws are there.
Yeah, what did I say? Did I screw it up? Okay, all right. So the best thing to do is to put your screws in your ASA, and then push them all the way out, and then run these through holes kind of like that. You can also, if you want to, lube your O-ring just a little bit. I've already done that with mine, so no worries there. All right, so as you can see, both those are sticking out. I'm now going to push down on here, take my 5/32 Allen key that comes stock with your Luxe, and then you're going to start to tighten that down. You're not going to want to tighten it down one side before you tighten down the other side. You're going to want to kind of like snug it on one, snug it on the other. Just kind of hand snug, and then you can take your needle nose. I do suggest kind of cranking that down there. All right, guys, so now I've got both of those snug down there by using the long end of that Allen key. All right, so next thing that we're going to do is we're going to pop this back into place here. So you're going to take your ASA pin. It's going to go through the hole in your ASA. It can be a little hard sometimes because there is an O-ring inside your ASA to make sure that your gun seals. So basically you're just going to want to keep working it in there until your ASA is going to sit completely flush. And then don't forget your set screw. So we're going to take our set screw here. I'm going to put that back in. There is like a little hole in your ASA lever so that you can line it up and put your set screw through. And then kind of tighten down your set screw there. Boom. That's it. All right, so that's it for installation. Now, Jared, I'm curious to see what you think because you shoot a GO4, right?
Yep.
And I personally really liked it. Actually, it was a reference from one of my friends, actually one of our D3 guys, shout out Nick, as far as the ASA, you know, to try and use this. And I was kind of skeptical at first. I used it once. I noticed I was kind of shooting low, and then I started using it a lot, and I really liked it. So we have a stock Luxe TM40 here. We're going to kind of do a side-by-side here to get some opinions on it. I personally can already tell you I do like it more now that I've used it a little bit. Brings my gun up into sight. You want to screw the tank on? Tell me what you think between the two here. So while Jared's doing that, these retail for a price point of $45, which is nice. And they are really easy installation. So overall, pretty good add-on product if you're interested.
It's kind of dirty.
A little dirty. All right, so that's the normal to give a reference. All right, now screw it on this and tell me what you think. Let me get my barrel system. All right, Jared, so now you've got it screwed in and out into my Luxe. Well, kind of.
Kind of.
There you go.
There we go.
Give the Luxe grip. There it is. All right, so you can kind of feel that it sits a little bit higher into your line of sight. What do you think? From an outside perspective.
When I first saw it, I was, like he said, skeptical because when I see any like crazy ASA stuff like that, the drop downs, I just instantly not a big fan just because of the cosmetic look or whatever. But I mean, with this, you can't really, it's not a big drastic difference to me visually. Holding it, there is a big difference. Usually my hands are on the grip entirely, but I'm gripping the drop down of the rail, so I can see where you'd say that your shots were lower.
Yeah.
Because of how you're raising it up, so you're used to having it down. But
if you had to pick one or the other, though, for somebody your size, would you pick that, or would you just go with the normal Luxe?
For me, I'd go with the normal, just because it's bigger, and I mean, I got small hands. That's the only thing that's small. Blooper.
Well, if it gives you any reference, I'm 6'3". How tall are you?
Like 5'9".
Okay, so that might be part of it too, right?
Yeah.
Like, because for me, like, can I see it real quick?
Yeah.
For me, it like really brings, when I pull up, you can see that like my eyes basically line perfectly up down the barrel, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's like, once I got used to shooting off the brake, because that was my biggest thing, was I'd pull up off brake, and I noticed that I was kind of pointing down a little bit, if that makes sense. Whereas like now I've kind of gotten used to it. But for a while there, I didn't. Whereas like when I pull up a normal Luxe now, it sits so far down that it's like I feel like I'm kind of like having to aim up. So maybe like, I mean, height might be a factor when deciding. But I really like the way that they feel. But you're saying that you like the regular Luxe.
Yeah,
it just fits your body better.
It fits more like my body and hands better. Yeah.
All right, guys. So there you have it. That is the video of the Luxe Xtenze ASA Dropdown. It's designed for the Luxe X, the TM40. So if you guys are Luxe fans and you guys have a Luxe and you're looking to possibly upgrade it in one sense or another, these are available at punisherspp.com. They're $45, so it's not a super expensive add-on. And hope you guys like this video, and we'll see you guys next time.